If you've searched natural alternative to Ozempic, you've probably been sold berberine, a specialty, or some supplement called Nature's Ozempic. I'm a protein scientist and I'm going to give you the honest answer because most of what you've been told online is half truth at best. Some of it is a waste of your money, but there is a real version of this that genuinely works, and the hype is drowning it out. So let me show you what actually works and what doesn't. Quickly, so you know why you can trust this, I've got a PhD in protein biochemistry. I spent years in pharmaceutical research, and I'm a GLP-1 coach who's been through this medication myself. So I understand the drug and I understand the biology it borrows from. That's the key to this whole question. And it's the bit the hype skips. Here's what nobody selling you a supplement bothers to explain. GLP-1 is not a drug. It's a hormone your gut makes every single time you eat. It's what tells your brain you're satisfied, and it's a big part of why hunger quietens down after a good meal. Ozempic and Mounjaro, Zepbound, Wegovy work by copying that hormone and turning the signal up much louder than your body makes it on its own. Same system, higher volume. So when people search for a natural alternative, the instinct is actually right. You can support your own GLP-1. But I want to be honest with you about the word alternative because that's where the hype lies to you. Nothing you eat or buy is going to replicate the strength of the medication. Nothing. That's just true. What you can do and what genuinely works is support and strengthen your own natural GLP-1 response so your hunger is calmer and your baseline is better. For a lot of people, that's a great deal more than they're getting now. That's the honest frame. So now we've got the hype out of the way, let me give you what's real. Berberine, it's all over social media as nature's Ozempic. Here's the fair version. Berberine does have some real research behind it for blood sugar and metabolic health, but it does not work like a GLP-1 medication. The weight effects in studies are modest and mixed, and calling it nature's Ozempic is marketing, not science. It's not dangerous for most people, but it's not the thing that's going to change your hunger. And it's not where I'd put your money or your hope. The teas, the drops, the detox supplements with a photo of a slim woman, skip them. There's no mechanism there, just a nice label and a claim that outruns the evidence. Now, here's an interesting one. Psyllium husk, sometimes called poor man's Ozempic. This one actually has a kernel of truth and it points us straight at what really works. Because psyllium is a fiber, and fiber done properly is one of the real levers you can pull to get the kind of Ozempic effect. So let me show you the whole picture, not just one powder. There are four levers that genuinely support your body's own GLP-1, and they are all food, not supplements, food. Lever one is protein. Protein is the single strongest food trigger for your own GLP-1, and it's the most satisfying thing you can eat. This is why a proper protein breakfast changes your whole day. It's not about eating more, it's about leading with protein. So your natural satiety signal actually fires. If you do only one thing from this video, make your breakfast protein first. Lever two is fermentable fiber. And this is where psyllium's kernel of truth lives. When you eat certain fibers, the bacteria in your gut ferment them and they produce compounds that directly trigger GLP-1 release. This is the slow, powerful lever. You don't need a powder for it. You need beans, lentils, oats, and a range of plants. Food does it better than a single supplement because it feeds a whole ecosystem, not just one input. Lever three, your gut itself, because that fiber only works if you've got the bacteria to ferment it. So you're feeding and building your gut with fermented foods and a variety of plants. A healthier gut means a stronger GLP-1 response. This is the part almost nobody talks about and it's really foundational. Lever 4, and my favorite because it's so overlooked, are bitter foods. You have bitter taste receptors in your gut, not just your mouth, and stimulating them can prompt GLP-1 release. Bitter leaves, rocket, radicchio, good olive oil, a little bitterness with a meal is a small lever that adds up. And here's how you use them. You don't need all four at every meal. You aim to pull at least two, with protein always as the anchor. Protein and fiber, protein and something fermented. That's the whole game, and it's real and it's yours. So, the truthful summary: no food is Ozempic, but supporting your own GLP-1 with protein, fiber, your gut, and a little bitterness is real. It's backed by actual mechanisms, and it can meaningfully quieten your hunger and your food noise. And if you're on one of these medications, this isn't a competitor to it. This is the foundation you build underneath it. So you're stronger whether you stay on the medication or you eventually come off. Any decision about the medication itself is between you and your prescriber. That's their job, not mine, not YouTube videos. If you'd like the honest scientist version of this whole topic, hunger, the medications, midlife, metabolism, subscribe because that's what this channel is. I'll see you in the next one.